Could Man United's season be over before it's already begun? First question for you. Football Terrace community, let me know now in the comments section below. Hit the like button as ever. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Man United season, is it already done? Based on some of the reactions online, it could be. When I digest some of the opinions, part of me believes it is. When you see the way the media has gone in on Erik ten Hag, you would suggest he's taken us on a run of form and taken us to the lowest part of our history based on how bad they tell us that Manchester United have become. But as ever, I want to gauge your opinion. But what I will say now is this. It's been a horrendous start to the campaign. And the transfer window has ended up from one that started off positively, is ended in disaster again. And that's where we're going to start. Man City won a treble. And they've signed Guardiola, Kovacic, Doku has just been signed. And they're on the edge of signing Mateus from Wolves. 4 amazing pieces of business. By the way, they could bring in Eze as well. You wouldn't have thought that Man United were the team that just witnessed their local rivals, their second biggest rivals on planet Earth, complete a treble and win another league title, which we haven't, by the way, competed for 10 whole years. We brought in Onana, good business. The manager wanted Mount. It remains to be seen if that's good business. But this Man United team is lacking severely. The reason it's lacking is because there is a lack of funds due to 10 years of mismanagement of this squad. The wage bill is still inflated, and the owners are saying we have to balance the books, which we understand in the short term why, but how are we in this situation? Debt, dividends, and legacy problems with rebuilds. Those 3 reasons are why Manchester United have not yet been able to go, right, let's get the centre-back the manager wants without having to sell anybody. Let's go and get the additional 2 midfielders the manager wants without having to sell anybody. Let's get the additional experienced striker that the manager wants but can't have. None of these things are easy for Erik ten Hag. We're going to move on to the manager later. I don't think he's blameless in the start of this season or the situation we currently find ourselves in. But again, ownership failing the manager. And you'll hear, but he spent nearly 400 million. Yes, but he inherited a team who were in our worst position in 40 years and a squad which, when he took over, every rival and every pundit predicted would do lucky to finish inside the top 6, would probably just about be in the top 8. Some even said bottom half of the table because it was a completely and totally and utterly disgraceful squad. So we are not going to rewrite history here. He spent money, but he needs to spend more. We are a team that there's some technical elements that still lack that we need to improve. We know that. But the biggest issue we have in the Premier League right now is we lack power, size, and physicality. Interestingly, that the 3 additional players that the manager wants to bring in that appear to be top of the list are Todibo, 6'3". You've got Gravenberch, 6'3", and Amrabat, 6'1". You add Højlund to this mix. He comes to the club with a minor injury. He's back now. He is 6'3". A lot of Man United fans say we need more power, we need more size, we need more physicality. The manager knows this. He's trying to sign it. He's trying to bring them in, but he's being hamstrung. The one element of criticism I would give to Ten Hag is he should have gone and got Gravenberch and Amrabat before signing Mason Mount. That is the bit I would agree with. But that doesn't mean everything's his fault. You got this headline up today: United thrashed 3-0 in the behind the closed doors friendly today. 70% of the balls with Burnley. That was the majority of our fringe players. By the way, the players that some Man United fans want to come back into the team because of how badly we've started, they're not good enough. The manager needs them to be replaced, but it isn't happening. And I said at the start of the show, is our season over? Well, if we are not closing the gap on Man City this season in terms of trying to win the Premier League title, it's already a poor season. Just qualifying for the Champions League, but remaining 15, 20 points away from Man City, for me, that's failure right now. And I put some of that on Ten Hag, but I put the majority on it on how we're run as a football club and the problems we're in. We should have been sold by now, debt cleared, more money injected, deadwood gone. Even if you're making a loss on it, you take the loss in the short term, get him out, pay Maguire what he wants, get everybody out, bring in the new players and start again. But no, legacy issues remain consistent at this football club. But the reason why I think Man United could be in genuine trouble here is because we're going down the same path we always do. The fans are not focusing on the long-standing problems at the club. We're going for the manager. It's always the manager. David Moyes, LVG, Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Some of you have been here long enough to remember me saying this before. Remember me saying it. We can sack the managers all you want. I agree with a lot of the criticisms these managers get. But until we're run properly as a football club, nothing will change. But always in the short term, the media, who right now have got a hard-on for Erik ten Hag, and our fans, they turn on the manager first, and they lose sight of the only consistent problem at the club, which is ownership and structure. The argument, I've already put it out there in this video, but you spent loads. Yes, we have to spend loads to undo the catastrophic mess that you've built over the past decade. It has to be undone with money being spent. But what happens is we get to a certain point, then the money stops. Why does the money stop? Because of the debt and the dividends and the previous failed projects. Comes to a head. The manager gets final say, but only if the deals get signed off by the ownership. So whenever I see a Man United fan go, but he said he has full control over transfers. He does. But he doesn't agree the fee to sell people at. He doesn't agree. He doesn't say, oh, no, actually, the budget's too high. I don't want Todibo. I don't want Amrabat. He wants them. He's signed off on those deals. But the Glazers are not sanctioning the transfers because they want to balance the books, because they won't be able to take any more dividends again. They're after our money. But the media are going to turn. In fact, the media already turning. Take a little listen to this.
There's a common denominator here. On the face of it, Erik ten Hag looks good, okay? So
on the face of it, he says here. I can't wait for you to hear this.
The improvement is clear in Manchester United. The season before he arrived, they finished 6th, 35 points behind City. Under Ten Hag last season, they finished 3rd, 14 points behind City.
Clear improvement. He's going to say that. Clear improvement. But now listen.
Clear improvement under Erik ten Hag. But then it was from a pretty low base by United standards.
So again, that low base wasn't created by him, by the way. He came in and took over us in our worst place in 40 years. 40 years after 4 failed projects. Billions of pounds being wasted. The club on the skin of its arse. Take a listen.
But here's a list of things that don't look well. They don't reflect well on Erik ten Hag. He's failed to improve Sancho.
That's fair. That's fair. He hasn't improved Sancho. However, let's give it a little bit more time, eh?
Failed to improve Anthony. He's
Them two, I agree with them both. They're definitely things you could point at him. But he's improved Rashford. He got Rashford to have his best season ever thus far. Last season, Luke Shaw, absolutely tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. So there's 2 there that you could counteract that with straight away.
Disrespected De Gea. He's killed.
Disrespected De Gea. He didn't disrespect David De Gea. David De Gea is no longer good enough at the elite end of the spectrum. David De Gea was slagged off by the mainstream media every week in a Man United shirt last season, and they said we needed a new goalkeeper. We get a new goalkeeper, and that's turned into disrespecting David De Gea. Disgrace.
Disrespected De Gea. He's killed Maguire's United career.
He killed Maguire's United career. That's how deep they're going. The media, they're going to do this, and I'm calling it out now. The media are going to start to paint a picture that Harry Maguire was brilliant in a United shirt up until Ten Hag arrived. It started, and Man United fans will become so intoxicated and almost addicted to the dopamine release for being angry at the club and going at the manager, you'll start to believe it. Ruined Maguire's Manchester United career.
He's created a midfield that makes Casemiro looks terrible.
Now, that's 2 games. Last season, the Man United midfield had everybody believing that there was probably only one DM in world football better than Casemiro, and that was Rodri. Last season, it was a general consensus, Casemiro, still one of the best midfielders in the world, helped Man United get that 3rd place and close the gap on the top and win their first trophy in 6 years. 2 games into the season that haven't started well, I will admit that, suddenly he's ruined Casemiro's career. Crazy.
And now he's setting about ruining Mason Mount.
Now he's set about ruining Mason Mount. Again, this is the picture the media are going to paint, especially the English media, that Mount, up until he joined Manchester United, was Zinedine Zidane, an England regular, sensational player, killing it at Chelsea, fan favourite. They all loved him at Chelsea. They were desperate for him not to leave. It's a lie. It's a lie. You could say he bought Mount and it's a poor purchase. But he didn't say that. He said that he is ruining, I repeat, ruining Mason Mount. And Maguire, by the way. Crazy.
That midfield, that he has no idea how to seemingly how to create a midfield that could be effective in Premier League games.
So again, you say that the manager has shown no way that he can make a Premier League midfield effective. He has fouled in the opening 2 games of this season. We're all putting our hands up to this. But how are you undoing the body of work we saw last year, which saw Man United finish 3rd? Now, there's a lot of people saying it was a fake position because Liverpool dropped off. Liverpool being poor doesn't change or help Man United win games, barring us beating them at Old Trafford last year, you could argue. If Man United were as bad as you said we were going to be last year, and our manager can't make midfields work, Liverpool being poor last season, Spurs dropping off, wouldn't have helped us accumulate the points we did and close the gap from 35 points to 14 points at the top. It's another logical fallacy.
So is Erik ten Hag actually any good?
So, and this is what they're going to do. The media will do it, and Man United fans, again, will fall for it. Ten Hag is a very good manager. He isn't exempt from criticism. 110% he is not. But do not lose sight on the real problem at this football club. The fact that we still have players here who Jose Mourinho wanted to get rid of or didn't even want at the club. We've only this summer cleared out the last players of Fergie's era, and he retired 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Is the season over already? Maybe. Is the media going to push for that to be the case? Absolutely. It's up to you, Man United fans. What do you think and feel? Let me know. But that's a clanger there from Adrian Durham, because the level of forced anger, hatred, annoyance, and criticism of Ten Hag is far too overblown, in my personal opinion. It absolutely is, categorically is. But I want your thoughts and feelings, people. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. See you in a bit. Peace.